Connection between social thought and sociological theory. Social thought provides a holistic view of society. It's a totality of human thought about human relationships. It provides general theories. Theories means explanation of the phenomenon, and that explanation could come from any perspective, from the religious perspective, from political perspective, from any perspective. So social thought is very old, whereas sociological theory is quite late. When scientific study of human behavior started, I think that's the start of the sociological theory. So objective of social thought is to explain actions and behavior of society in totality as a whole. So these explanations may be based on logic, imagination, and maybe feelings, religious kind of beliefs. So knowledge based on not only social but also other aspects of the society. These aspects could be economic, political, psychological, or philosophical. So thinking about society with varied perspectives, and amongst those perspectives, I think sociological perspective is one. So sociologists try to understand and explain the society from the sociological perspective. So sociological theory develops an abstract kind of thinking about the social environment, whereby we see that environment affects the human behavior, human beings. Human beings could also affect the environment. So there is a connection between the two. So anything which is explained with the help of the sociological perspective, it may be called as a sociological theory. So it's the creation of abstract models of observable realities in the world of human beings. That's a sociological theory. So when we look at social thought and sociological theory, so there is a linkage. The linkage is that both are abstract thinking about reality. That is a reality of the human society, of the human beings. So in that perspective, we might consider social thought as a holistic approach. So that's the whole, whereas sociological theory might be considered as part of that whole. So therefore, sociological theory represents a set of propositions couched in sociological terms. So that is how we try to make a distinction. Social thought is a very broad perspective which might include any kind of perspective, political, economic, philosophical, psychological, whereas sociological thought is a narrowed kind of approach, focusing on the explanation of the human behavior with the help of sociological terms. So every sociological theory can be a social thought, but every social thought may not be sociological. So social thought is very, very old, maybe since the human beings came into existence. Right from that time, the human beings have been trying to explain the society, the human behavior, the existence of the reasons for the existence, and ins and outs, the happy points and the sad points, the problems of the society. So maybe the explanations might go all the way to the creator, which we as Muslims believe in one God, and there could be other gods as well, as we see that other religions have. So that is how we look at that. Social thought is very old, whereas sociological theory has a little short, let's say, age of its existence.